The night I deleted my goals app and finally started winning. Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because they're too ambitious. And I know that sounds backwards. But by the end of this, you're going to understand why your biggest dreams might actually be the thing quietly destroying your progress, and what to replace them with. Here's something strange. The most motivated person you know, the one with the vision board, the color-coded planner, the 5-year roadmap written in a notebook, is often the same person who hasn't actually moved forward in months. Meanwhile, somewhere out there, a quiet person with no dramatic plan is slowly becoming exceptional at what they do. Why? That question haunted a researcher named Farida for over a year. Farida was 24, freshly graduated, smart, driven. She had spreadsheets for her future, morning routines she'd never followed, 47 tabs open on her browser filled with productivity advice she never finished reading. Sound familiar? Every Sunday night, Farida would reset her life. This week is different. This week I start. Then Monday came. And somehow, nothing happened. The problem wasn't willpower. The problem was something quieter. Farida was addicted to preparation. She loved planning, tracking, organizing, optimizing, because all of those things felt dangerously close to progress without requiring the terrifying part, actually beginning. There's neuroscience behind this. When you imagine success, visualize the future, tell friends your plans, map out your dream life, your brain releases dopamine before you've earned anything. Your mind mistakes preparation for movement. And the more vividly you imagine the future, the less urgency you feel to build it. Researchers have even found that publicly announcing goals can reduce the likelihood of achieving them. Because psychologically, your brain already feels rewarded. Farida didn't know any of this. She just knew she felt exhausted without having built anything real. Then one afternoon, she met an older woman named Zara at a cafe near her apartment. Zara was a retired engineer. No elite background. No perfect opportunities. No glamorous success story. But somehow, she had spent decades leading major infrastructure projects across multiple countries. Farida asked her a question she'd secretly been asking herself for years. When did you finally feel ready? Zara laughed. Not mockingly. Almost knowingly. Then she said something Farida couldn't stop thinking about afterward. I never felt ready. I just got good at doing the next 5 minutes. At first, Farida thought it sounded ridiculous. 5 minutes? That was the advice. But Zara explained something that changed the way Farida understood progress. Most people think success is a giant leap. It isn't. It's a direction. A compass heading. A ship crosses the Pacific 1 degree at a time. Zara called her system the 5-minute floor. The rule was simple. Every day, you commit to at least 5 minutes towards something that matters. Not an entire transformation. Not a perfect routine. Not a massive breakthrough. Just 5 minutes. Write for 5 minutes. Read for 5 minutes. Exercise for 5 minutes. Make the phone call you've been avoiding for 5 minutes. Then repeat tomorrow. Farida's first reaction was immediate. That's too small to matter. Zara smiled. Exactly. So Farida tried it. Week 1 felt almost embarrassing. 1 paragraph of writing. A few pages of reading. A short walk around the block. Part of her kept thinking, this can't possibly change my life. But then something unexpected happened. On day 9, she sat down to write 1 paragraph. And wrote 4. Not because she forced herself. Because once she started, continuing felt natural. That's when she realized something important. The hardest part of almost anything isn't the work itself. It's the moment before you begin. The moment where your brain calculates the effort, the uncertainty, the possibility of failure. But when the task is only 5 minutes, the resistance disappears. And once movement begins, momentum quietly takes over. By week 3, another shift happened. Farida didn't just feel more productive. She felt different. There's a concept in psychology called behavioral identity. We don't just perform actions. We become them. Every time Farida wrote, she became a writer. Every time she exercised, she became someone who keeps promises to herself. Every avoided task she finally faced became evidence of a new identity. She realized she wasn't building habits. She was rebuilding self-trust. And self-trust changes everything. Because once people believe something about who they are, their behavior starts aligning with it automatically. 2 months later, Farida's company announced an internal competition. They were selecting someone to lead a project far above her current level. Applications closed in 1 week. Old Farida would have spent 6 days overthinking and 1 day panicking. New Farida opened a document and worked for 5 minutes. Then 5 more. Then 5 more. By the second day, she had a rough draft. By day 4, she'd revised it multiple times. By day 6, she submitted work she was genuinely proud of. The night before the decision, she felt fear. But it wasn't the old kind of fear. Not the fear that comes from avoiding your potential. It was the fear of someone who had shown up and was now waiting to be seen. She got the role. But strangely, that wasn't the moment that changed her life most. The real shift happened the next morning. Farida opened the same notebook she once filled with impossible plans and color-coded futures. And instead of writing goals, she wrote for 5 minutes about who she was becoming. That's when she realized something painful. For years, she hadn't been failing because she lacked talent. She'd been hiding inside preparation because preparation protected her from disappointment. Dreaming felt safer than trying. Trying meant reality could answer back. But the 5-minute floor changed that. Not because it made her instantly successful, because it gave her proof. Daily proof. Proof that she could follow through. Proof that she could begin. Proof that she could become someone reliable to herself. And over time, that proof became impossible to ignore. Here's what I want you to understand. You probably don't have a motivation problem. You probably don't even have a discipline problem. You have a threshold problem. Your standard for what counts as progress is so impossibly high that your brain avoids starting altogether. So stop trying to transform your entire life overnight. Lower the floor. Make success so small that your excuses sound ridiculous. 5 minutes matters. Because small actions repeated consistently stop being actions. They become identity. And identity is what changes lives. So tonight, don't download another productivity app. Don't redesign your future. Don't create a new master plan. Just choose one thing that matters. Set a timer for 5 minutes. And begin. That's it. And if this made you think about someone who's been stuck in preparation mode for too long, send this to them. Because sometimes the moment that changes your life doesn't look dramatic. Sometimes it just looks like 5 quiet minutes. Repeated long enough to become a different person.